Here it is. Great. The practice. The first thing which you need to do before scrying is to prepare the eyes. It is very easy. In the beginning it will be a bit uncomfortable, something same as fucking, but the more you are doing it, the more you will get the pleasure. First, we need to clean subtle and tiny eye channels, which usually it's filled with dirt, with anxiety, because we are using our eyes in a way that the body-soul mechanism, it's simply not meant to be used. The mere fact that we are seeing what we want to see, and sometimes not seeing something so obvious, diminish the eyes and blasphemy this divine mechanism, which is the main reason we are what we are as a human mind. The eyes, they really see everything but cannot see themselves. We will change that with the scrying. We will learn how to see things exactly as they are, not as what we think they are. We will see them enlightenment from the light, from the darkness of our own mind, which is closed system but filled with the light of our star and the selfhood. Now, lesson number 1. When you sit to scry, don't move. Your mind, even now as I'm speaking this, is building autoimmunity, and it is hardly waiting the next time you are sitting so he can fuck my words and show you that it is all wrong. The kind of mechanism which deals with all disturbance in your life. Whenever you think the prince on a white horse come, usually you are finished to stay only with the horse, because the prince will never be between you and reality. It will be in your head, and you will say to you, oh my God, how I was so blind not to see the idiot in my life. Try to put this sentence in a spiritual way and you will see the same result. The mechanism of control and immunity toward something which is simple, which is pure, and it is childish. Because your mind don't want you to expect something from spirituality. Why? Because your selfhood will start to realize that maybe other experiences are not so difficult at all. And this will crush your system of growth. We cannot think that what we are doing in spiritual way is something so demanding and sacrificing that we need to give our time, sometimes the family life, sometimes professional life. No, quite the contrary. We need professional life, we need emotional life, so we can have a good spiritual life. We need to crush the boundaries of your temple, not to do rituals only once in a year when the special time, Mercury rising and the sun ascending. No, you are doing spirituality now, even now, more than most of the rituals ever. because your attention now is what is important. Your childish dream to learn how to get these divine pictures. Not because you read books and want to work and to be the part of spiritual humankind. No, this is stronger, and your mind will start to crush it. Because if by any chance you learn this method, you will instantly ask yourself, maybe enlightenment is much closer than I think. Maybe it's around the corner. Not after the oceans of time, which your mind gives you as a trick not to have it at all. So, the body needs to be completely still. Your mind, and hear my words, even maybe in a few hours when you want to try this, even for 10 minutes, which will give you enough result to move you, believe me, will start to react. You will feel urge to move. Something is not good. This jacket, it's hurting my back or my skin, or too much light. I don't want this chair. No. The moment you start to do, there is no turning back. There is no improving posture, improving condition, improving. No. Stop this kind of behavior. Try to rise perfectness from limitations. Not to reach perfectness in infinitely neurotical behavior of trying to, like child, to do a little bit of this and little bit of that, and your mind will be totally distracted. No, this is yoga. When you choose, you will not move from this place until you reach enlightenment, as Buddha did. So, if you are doing, let me say, 5 minutes when you start your alarm clock, 5 minutes, even if telephone start to ring because there is a fire in your apartment, burn yourself. If that is the price from your enlightenment, will you be able to pay it? Try to have this mood of your mind. Die or reach success. Of course, you will answer the phone if fire is starting, but you need to realize the strategy that I'm pushing you now. So the first thing, the first 10 days, it's not scrying at all. I don't want to use your eyes. I just want to increase time. You see that you are not moving. Pay special attention to the scratching, because once you felt that something is tickling you, it will increase. This is your mind, like child, wanting you to push you. First child say, Papa, Papa, look at me, look at me. If I'm not look at my daughters, Papa, Papa, look at me, then we'll start to use, of course, not like this, but in a similar way, start to increase the pressure to my attention. So eventually I'll drop the work and say, okay, guys, let me finish this and go to my daughters and see what she wants to express me. This is exactly the same child, but now in you, eternal child who will never be able to grow up. Don't listen to that child only this moment, but listen to child later in the most important part of the workshop, when we will learn how to scry. Firstly, the body positions need to be done maybe 10 days, so you put a spin in your mind that this is a habit. Your body and your mind need to know that it is a habit, so it can lower immunity. If you are doing something and you are not doing well, you need to repeat that. As in playing with piano, violin, gymnastic, all which demand very hard physical movements. First, body will start to reject it because you cannot learn. No matter how much you try to learn the notes, you will make the same stupid mistake in a way that you cannot believe that you put mistake in a place that you perfectly know. This is your mind rejecting new knowledge. But if you continue to do that, it will lower the guard so you can punch him. The same is this principle. You need to repeat 10 days, 50 days, and you will see two things. First, the pain in your spine or uncomfortability in your body will start to decrease. Of course, partly because the struggling of the muscles and ligaments will become stronger, and though the pain will be lesser, but it is not only the body thing, it is a mind thing. Your mind will be accustomed to that, and it will just cut attention even for the brain who is developing in your body. Your mind will forget it because it is accustomed to be there. Okay, this is the same pain like yesterday or day before yesterday, and your mind will release it. Like the guards. If the guard saw suspicious man on the street, they will stop him the first day, the second day, the third, fourth day. When they see the same suspicious, they will let him go because they will see that there is no danger from that man. The new knowledge is what is danger for the mind. Imagine how much enlightenment, who is so different than any other experience, will be treated as an enemy in your selfhood system. Be prepared for that, especially when you start to see scrying visions, which will literally change your life. If you didn't see them, it is quite a bit different than lucid, because you will be in a physical body for the first time, seeing something which you already wanted to see, and pray to God that you can see the angel and demon, and you will see. We will talk about it later. So let me say 10 days, 2 weeks, just each day expand by 1 or 2 minutes. Don't do the same time, but increase it, so eventually you can reach 15 minutes without movement, that you can simply stay without scratching, without anything, and you will see after a couple of minutes that your body will start to change consciousness. How? Remember when I say one thing will diminish if you are focusing on that one thing. So one position, when it is so much one without movement, so the mind will observe it and perceive it as a two, as a movement. The posture of stopping your thought, thinking that you are moving. Of course you're moving because you're using your lungs and everything, but that is not so much threatening to the mind as a guards. They will release it, and your body will start to react differently. For those who are having yoga, asana, when you're sitting quite long time, you will lose the sense of your body. Now, I know that my hands are in my posture, I know where my lungs and everything is, but very soon, if I don't move, I will start to feel inclination. Sometimes I will think that I'm turning in totally different perspective because my mind will lose coordination of my body, which is great thing. It is important not to move. Take your camera and put it as a video. 15 minutes, no matter how much you think that you didn't move. When you screenshot the first second and the last second, you will see that your body is starting to fall and to incline. Of course, it is not a deadly disaster, but it will produce pain sooner or later. So try to put, I don't know the English name of this, not to be like this, but to be like this. And also, when you're sitting, don't do this. Sit on the end of the chair, so like children when they're rocking and usually fall and break the head. Use this like samurai, sitting on the edge, so your hip will be almost in front and you will be like in a balance. There will be no way that you will fall, because the center of the gravity, the head, the neck and the spin will be in one line. Now, this is not energetic, please. There is no secret transmission of Kundalini and everything. No, it is a mere fact that you simply need to realize how to be calm without inclination during the time. And it is very pleasant. When you're sitting in asana 15 minutes, and try to do this with your closed eye, because when you close eyes, your mind will definitely lose even more. So after a few minutes, 10 minutes, you will totally lose sense that you are sitting at all, because you will be just one senseless spot without any surface of the skin as a border of your existence. When you are in that position for maybe 15-20 minutes, believe me, it will give you 1 hour of 2 hours of sleep. It is perfectly, energetic nap when you don't have so much time. Don't lie, because when you lie, totally different kind of patterns of brain activity will start to react. In this, you will get more refreshment, a short sleep refreshment, than if you go to be in a horizontal position. So this is for me one of the best way when I sleep very, 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 very little, sometimes a few days without REM phase. And this is what I do without sleep, but refreshing my brain. After 10 days, 15 days, this is good thing for spirituality, this posture. It is not condition for scrying. You can do scrying without it. I'm just giving you a help which will increasingly boost the chance for the first success. Everything after the first success will be enormously easy. Maybe that first is mostly what my strategy and all tactic of this work is all about. After that, you will see everything will come much, much easier. Next thing, eyes. The most important thing in these skills are eyes. How we treat the eyes, how we treat the peripheral vision, which is most important, and how we treat attention, which is involved when something starts to appear. What is all about? When starting, and it will start to appear very soon, if you are following what I'm telling, you will say inside of yourself, oh, this is it. Oh, fuck. I think I see something, which is deadliest sin in scrying. you need to remain totally chill. To say, oh, look at this, a little angel. Well, hello, my dear. Or, this is Beelzebub. I think this is the demon, yeah? Well, hello. This is kind of playing, like you are trick them, that you are like you're an actor, but you need to overdo it so that you will be bad actor. So from so much good at everything, yeah, this kind of mood. Not I don't know in English when you are anticipating and you have anxiosus. I don't know. I hope you understand what I want to speak. I will show you. I prepare one interesting picture to show you in Egypt art what is called the ritual of opening the mouth, which is probably annoying a translation of the right. When a deceased and that person is taking in the tomb, before that the priest will open the mouth, ears and eyes, so the soul can properly see things on higher plane, especially the words. This is why they're calling opening the mouth. So your soul, and in sleep paralysis you will not be able to speak at all. When you are frightened, want to yell from fear, you will start, like in Matrix, to have glue over your mouth, because you don't have mouth in sleep paralysis at all. This is projection of your mind, but your mind is fighting against itself. This is exactly the same strategy the old people are trying to give to their dead ones, so they can accustomed and adopt the eyes, ears and a mouth. Now the hardest part, sharing the screen. I think I learned this. The window, yeah, entire screen. I think entire screen is the best. I hope there is no porn hub of my wife and everything. No, yes, we are safe. I hope you can see my desktop. This is what I want to share with you. This is Rahorakti or Rahorkuit, the god of ancient Egyptians, which is opening the eyes of Pharaoh so it can see where he's going. The other, the same, the ritual of opening the mouth, which is in fact not only the mouth, but the mouth was, in Egyptians, knowing the names of the god was more important than knowing how it looks. The idea of the names and spoken words in Egypt is very dominant, and this ritual is showing us that even they knew that there is something we need to adopt to the newer and higher realms. I will show you very interesting, very interesting picture. This is old scribe, famous. What did you see this, which is not so normal? This is the scribe, yeah? He's using his hand for writing, but look at his eyes. How he's looking wide open, because he's writing, automatically writing something that he's seeing with his own eyes. Automatic writing. You will see this in a lots of different. Look at this. there is single one of these postures which is in fact seeing what they're writing. If you are writing something, you will see and watch your hand and the paper. This is not what they are doing. This is something completely different. See how they open their eyes wide awake, and we will see exactly what is the mechanism of scrying and usually what kind of mistake people are doing. So the scrying vision, which they appear, when they appear, it starts to diminish and to stop. Remember this posture of opening the eyes. I just want to return. Now, next thing, the same idea of not moving, I want you to do with your eyes. How? Two things. First, don't do this. You need to put your focus and eyes on one thing. This is why we need scrying ball. We don't need scrying ball to see something inside of scrying ball, because for God's sake, if you are using scrying ball which is little, how can you see small angel inside of it, which usually medieval ritual magic are telling that there is something inside of crystal ball, and they start to see angels. It will be like little ants and cockroaches inside of crystal ball, because most of them use very small crystal ball. No, crystal ball it's using firstly for focusing visions, and because of blackness, to do something which is unique experience in using the eyes, and this is peripheral vision. What is happening? Firstly, before I start to speak about peripheral, I need to speak more just what your eyes need to do. And this is, they don't need to do anything. Just look at something. Please don't use scrying ball in the first maybe few days or maybe a week, two. We need to, now we are doing the gym of our selfhood, so we can rise the muscles of our brains and using connections in our brains so the vision can develop in a proper way. You can go to gym and work whatever you want, but if you are not doing well, you will get a pain and you will not be able to do each day. One day you will be so painful that you will be in a bed. That means that you didn't do the training so good, or you didn't do the stretching, and I don't want to waste more time, but you realize what I'm speaking. So the first thing, don't move the eyes. The second, don't blink the eyes. Blink. Something so wonderful that you don't even think about it. It is part of your automatic behavior, like pumping the heart or breathing, maybe more than breathing. And it is wonderful because your eyes is always clean and full of fresh water. But for what price? Try to count how much blackness you are seeing but not observing when you just think that you have opened your eyes. In 1 second or 1 minute, there is 1 to 5% of complete blackness when you count all moments of which is not observed. So what you think it is a movement of reality is in fact slides, which is all connected by the nothingness and the blackness. So you are not looking anymore at something which we think it is clear vision of one movement. No. Currently in your mind, there is a billions of Dushan speaking about some scrying workshop. Each time you close your eyes, you are processing the picture in a cortex of your brain so fast that it becomes a movement. The cinema use completely the same mechanism. A lots of slide, we call that frames per second, moving so fast that you think that it is me, one Dushan, who is inside of your skull. And what you need more, so you can see the cinema roll, you need light. You need to light to have to pass through the frames which are going fast, you see? So you will see that the horse is running or dog jumping, but in fact there is a billions of dog and there is a light. In spiritual way, we have only one unique idea. This is the light, which helps us to perceive things, but not as they are, but as we observe them. If you take a role of reality or cinema role, movie role, and if you watch Dushan workshop from Scrying, you will see that in each of every frame, Dushan, it's in a different motion. So, how much you know Dushan? There will be a billions of them. But you think that because of the movement and closeness of the light who is passing through that you have impression that it is one event. No. Your eyes, everything that you are doing is a frame. And the processor of your consciousness make illusion that it is one Dushan, one universe, one reality. You need to ask yourself if there is a lots of frames of Dushan. How much frames are you part of it? How many of you are there inside? When I look you will be in a frame. And nobody will know where real Dushan are. Or maybe Dushan is in all that different Dushan who thinks each and every of them thinks that this is the real Dushan. Yes, I am the real one. All others are just frames. The scrying in spiritual way will give you philosophy that what you are seeing is what you are expecting. Although the light is coming from outside through the retina of your eyes, hitting the black spot, projecting electrical impulse who send the signal toward your brain. It is the light of your consciousness who is doing this completely reverse thing, but you think it is reversed. In reality, it is reversing the reversed. So, a bit more philosophy. The practical approach, don't blink. First minute will be cool. After, you will felt pain. You will feel a lots of itching. And that itching and sense of tears, the water, will be so strong that you will have irresistible urge to blink. Don't do that. No matter how difficult, try not to blink. Don't move eyes, because moving eyeball will do the same effect as blinking, scratching the eyeballs inside of your eyelids, and doing this sense of movement and scratching the water from it. Don't do that. So sometimes if you do this, you cannot blink because you're doing the same pattern. So keep the eyes in one dot, take whatever you want, choose one letter, something, and you look directly all in this spot and don't blink. 10 minutes of non-blinking, I ask. When you are starting to do that, first day, put an alarm and do 5 minutes. No matter how much time, keep the 5 minutes your goal. Each next step increase by 15, 20, 30 seconds, each time increasing more and more. You will reach a point when the eyes will be full of pain, and I don't have a word to spread this kind of unpleasantness, and it will be full of tears even. So when the session is over, when you start to blink, you will see that there will be lots of tears and watery from your eyes. That means that channels and the little pads in your eye muscle, because it is a complex mechanism, is starting to clean itself. You are starting to use small ligaments, which are very, very small, using them for the first time in a proper way. And I will start to react, and ego will start to react, giving you urge. You will felt neurotical sensation to blink. Don't fight it. It will be a hellish fight, but believe me, when you reach 10, 15 minutes of not blinking, you are 80% there. The most important part is this. Everything else, it's a piece of cake, believe me. If you can do that 10 minutes without blinking, not with approximately closed eyes, but with wide open eyes, the scrying vision will be 10 minutes from that. 10 minutes. Without scrying ball, without anything, whatever. There is a trick. When you reach maybe 8 minutes, 6 minutes, and you will felt, firstly, your body, because you didn't move, will start to feel like very, very uncomfortable position. Your mind will give you impression that you're inclined. Your eyes will push you to close, and if you are resisting, it will produce a trance. Mind will not be able to stop you, and all this kind of neuronical hitting the mind will change your perception. Firstly, your body will simply stop to exist. You will be like one big spot of existence which is inside of your eyes. And you will do now one more thing. When you reach 10 minutes without blinking, try to do the alarm clock with auto dismiss options, because if you move, you will ruin everything. So put auto dismiss options if you have. Most Android telephone and I think iPhone has this. 5 seconds and it will be shut off or snoozed, automatic. Then you will do final movement who will kill opponent definitely. If you are hold eyes like this for 10 minutes, they will be full of tears. Now you are doing this. You are opening a bit more, like you want to squeeze the last drop of false selfhood in your eyes, like the lie and illusion from the sight of your being. Imagine that you want to banish it, and you will see how pleasant sensation in your eyes will be after you reach the level of pain and uncomfortability. It will be depending on your eyes. If you're a smoker, which is the worst thing for the eyes, of course I don't want you to quit the smoke, but quit the smoke, please. And 10 minutes, when you do that, when you feel that, and you will reach a point, maybe day earlier you will sense the pain of the eyes and the tears, but there will be one day when you start to do, and 10 minutes will pass and you will be amazed that your body and eyes will be just like one big spot which is looking, and even the size of your circle, which is, this is the peripheral visions, will be a bit widened. Just keep your eyes be open, and when you reach 15 minutes, you are prepared for the next level. Next level is what I talk with you, the first, peripheral vision. Peripheral vision, it's a part of our eyes which are connected to our selfhood even more than you can possibly imagine. When we were animals, developing our consciousness, when we finally return from the tree, when we step out from the tree to the ground as a monkeys, being Homo sapiens from Homo erectus, in that period of developing of humanity, all our life is surrounded by predators. The life-threatening situation was all around. Predator hunt fast, deadly, and precise. So you will see even the lions and tigers, they are starting to move very close to the prey, usually by the byways and sideways. And once they are very near, they start to use explosion of muscle, so the prey will not be able to move. And usually not in a front, but by the back, especially because of the smell, and by the side. So we cannot upgrade and improve eyes in that time, because this is what evolution gives us. There is a birds who can literally see even what is in the back of there, but we don't have this angle of sight. The monkeys and Homo erectus and later Homo sapiens have it even smaller, because the skull and the eyes was protected even more, so the vision was much narrowed. But what we did not, and when I say we, I thought especially about the universal patterns of control and will to survive, which is the same in that time and same now in you, taking my words as an enemy, because you don't know what is in the light. Maybe it is an animal. Maybe it is me. I want you to trick you so I can eat you. This is the fear towards something which is unexplored. And in that time, your mind did one wonderful, amazing ability. He did not be able to raise the number of eyes. It was physically impossible, but it raised consciousness toward peripheral visions. You will see when you go outside on the night and when you are watching stars. You will see one magnificent thing, and if you are looking at a pale star, when you watch it directly, you will be not be so able to see it. But when you move your eye to the other star, you will see it in the corner of your eyes much clearer. And you think, now, this is it. I saw it. And when you return your frontal sight, you will again lose it in a level that sometimes you will not be able to see it. Peripheral sideways sight, it's much more attentive to the light. So our attention and movement of thought are much quicker toward the reaction, what is happening here from here. Because when you have opponent, you can just look me in the eyes and see my elbows. If I start to hit you, you can do this. But if you see opponents here or here, you don't need to be worried. Your mind will take care of them. Never do focusing and moving your head toward the opponent. Just keep your focus before you, and they will be in your peripheral visions. You will see perfectly when they start to move, much better than something in front of you, maybe 200 meters from you. There is a catch. My very good friend is a Formula 3 racer, very famous. He's very good in lucid dreaming. He's my student a long time ago. I will not say his name. There is a trick. He told me when we spoke about this a long time ago. He said when he's holding his wheel in an automobile, and formula is a very low in height, so because your wheel is almost in a level of your sight. There is lights of green, red, green, and when the green, you need to move your car. Reaction time, it's very important, very important. In the beginning of race, some 20% of race end will be deal in the beginning, in the start of the race. The most interesting part for us to see, especially me, I like formulas. And he said that he don't observe like directly, because he will have anticipation, and sometimes he will lose an inch of a moment which will be enough for somebody to have a few meters of advantage. He's looking in the top of the wheel. So the light from the, I don't know the names, when you see on the street the light, when it turn green or start to, he will realize it much faster. The wonderful explanation of peripheral sight in reality. I will show you one good game, how peripheral vision it's important and how it creates different sensations. I need to do that again, my magic with learning how to present screen sharing, share. Great. I hope you see my desktop, because I don't see you. Look at this. Whenever you put your eyes focus, you will see a white dot. All around it, it will be darker. But when you move eyes to spot a dark, it will become light. Because all of them are light. But your peripheral vision are much sensitive to light, so it can change the light itself. This is a wonderful experience about the peripheral visions. Even a 2 centimeters or 3 centimeters will make the circle be almost black as hell. Imagine how much peripheral vision, which is on the edge of your sight, will be different, which is exactly what we need for scrying. I will give you now perfect example where you need to watch to have scrying vision. You need not to focus, you need to observe the peripheral vision, and now I will show you. You need to see 16 circles in this picture. Don't blink, don't focus. I will show you 16 circles. They are here. Do you see them now? Yeah. This picture is everything that you need to have for the scrying. I will teach you, of course, how to do without, but 10 minutes of watching 16 circles without turning off the 16 circles, because your mind will will simply diminish them. You need to be attentive to all 16 circles. The 10 minutes, your eyes are ready to have everything. I'm just showing where they need to be. This is 16 circles. This is a play, an old picture of mine. You can find it on my book and everything, which is in fact everything that you need to know what kind of sight you need to have. Now comes the best part of scrying. Everything by now moment was introduction, so to show you how much peripheral vision, not frontal, will be dealing with you while scrying is arousing in your mind more and more, and in one way it will be there. We just need to release the mechanism, but not so fast that your brain can object and crush. It will come minutes by minutes, exactly like sleeping. If you try to sleep, you will not sleep. If you go to the bed wanting to sleep, of course, we all want sleep, but if you're anxious to sleep, waiting sleep to come, sleep will never come. You will need to put your mind in a so-so position to know that you want to go to sleep, but not to be obsessed. And minutes by minutes by minutes, brain will drift to its sleep. The same is with scrying. You just need eyes to put in this position without blinking, which is most important part, and taking care about peripheral visions. how it is in practice. Look my eyes, and as you looking at me, you see this round shape of your eyes, which is the edge of your vision. You need to see what is an inch above it. You will see that there is a very specific kind of mist, which is almost like not existing, like, I don't know, the blackness, purple blackness in the edge. When you start not moving the eyes, taking care of that edge, it will start to be blurry and very fluorescenting in the color. Now what I want you is to share with me very short exercise which will show you for the first time the scrying experience. We will have now a scrying experience without any need, without any magic, just biology of the mind. The purpose of this exercise is to show you how dreams is creating, and most importantly, the effect of light, which when hitting the retina, if being there long time, can be produced outside of the eyes. So with the opening the eyes, you will have for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, the picture which is inside of your mind. It is very biologically, and the beginning of this blackness, the first 10 minutes of scrying experience, will be the same particle of this color, very specific, like when you see watching a sun, and when you close the eyes, you will see a complementary purple color, something very vibrant. And the scrying vision, the beginning is exactly like this. So I suggest 5 minutes of break. I see that you are a bit tired, especially you who now the morning is in your house. We will do this exercise. It is very good for the eyes, very good for refreshment. You will feel very awake after it, and it will change a bit of your consciousness. And I suggest 1 more hour. We will going more and more about the practical things. I'm very sorry, my English is not my main language, and sometimes I need a time to speak about, especially if I need to say something in illustrative way and everything. And I have fear that there is something which I eventually will miss, which will be very important. And as you see, everything in our topic is important. So excuse me if I'm using too much word. I am professor in music school. I teach piano. I'm finished piano in Royal Academy Music. And the way of professor is to talk and talk and talk, and not speaking anything. Usually what my wife speak about me, that I'm speaking and speaking and speaking, but I don't tell anything. So I will try to tell you something. After 5 minutes of break, we will have 1 hour, and then we can go to lunch, or if you want to take nap for 1 hour, and then we will have another set of 3 hours, 2-3 hours. And I think probably that is what I need for everything. We need to speak about tattva for elemental working, for the guidance, having the guides. You will see very interesting topic, and using Enochian vision, which is unique mechanism in the scrying ability, which is reserved for a bit more experienced, but of course you can have it and have a glimpse of it. If you want to take it, it will be a bit dramatically. It is very strong. It is very dramatical in the nature, but it is up to you. I will show you the ways how you can do it. It is up to you. Will you do it at all? So, okay, 5 to 6 minutes a break. Go take a water, coffee, and we are going with this a little exercise how to see the scrying visions. Bye. Mm-hmm.